And all fight fans, here we go. Our next bout tonight. Once again, 12 rounds this scheduled for the vacant WBA Gold Super Featherweight Championship. The supervisor in attendance for this bout, George Martinez. Your three judges scoring at ringside, Patricia Morse-Jarman, John McKay, and Glenn Trowbridge. And when the action begins, your referee in charge, Hall of Famer Kenny Bayless. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing blue trunks with white and red, he weighed in officially 130 pounds even. As a professional in 29 bouts, he has 26 victories, 2 defeats, 1 draw with 17 big wins coming by way of knockout. Hailing from and fighting out of Managua, Nicaragua, here is Freddy Fonseca! And across the ring, his opponent stands fighting out of the red corner. Wearing black trunks with silver trim. He weighed in 129.5 pounds and also with 29 professional bouts. His record, 28 victories, just 1 defeat, 14 big wins coming by way of knockout. Here is a 2012 U.S. Olympian from South El Monte, California. Here is Joseph Jojo Diaz Jr.
Okay, trunks are good on both sides. Gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dress again. Again, on caution, obey my cameras at all times. Protect yourself at all times. And what I say, you must obey. Good luck. Touch them up. Gonna sweat it.
Brian Kenny, Sergio Mora, and Chris Mannix here ringside at the T-Mobile Arena. We will have the middleweight championship of the world in the main event. Canelo Alvarez and Daniel Jacobs here. Man who's expected to be a rising star, Jojo Diaz. Sergio, I've always been impressed with the way Jojo boxes. Love to watch him fight.
I've known Jojo since he was about 8 years old from South El Monte Gym. We go way back. I told him we came a long way, but this kid has all the goods, the confidence, the intelligence. He's a smart fighter. He made the Olympic team. Now he just needs to rebound.
Has that one pro loss, but that was to Gary Russell Jr. That was 2 supremely skilled boxers head to head. Russell got the better of it. Diaz said that his camp was just not right. Things were not ready for him at the championship level. First fight after that loss, he decisioned Jesus Rojas, but he didn't make weight for that fight, so he missed out on winning a WBA belt at 126 pounds. He has since moved up in weight, and Chris Mannix, he says he's much more comfortable here.
Yeah, as you might expect, when guys move up in weight, they say they don't feel as depleted. But being in that Joel Diaz gym, he's talked about how he's heartless out there. He wants to go for knockouts, and I'm curious to see if power will carry and be effective at 130 pounds.
Yeah, he told us that, you know, he's always been just, and he has been this way. I don't think he's making up. Good flashing left hand there, landed. And a good jab to follow it up. That you know, he's a kid who smiles, he's friendly, he's energetic, just gets out there. And he said, look, a lot of times in the ring, I would just be kind of boxing. It's a sport, the much way he plays baseball. Now he says he's taking it to a different level, and already he does look nastier.
Oh, since he was 16 years old, he was fighting between 122 and 126. He's really excited about the opportunities that could wait him at 130.
Already Diaz is boxing nicely.
Power boxing. He's landed some solid shots to the body. They've been blocked by Fonseca, but they're still doing damage. I love the way that Jojo Diaz is starting off right here.
Yeah, immediately you can see power coming out from his shoulders, throwing hard shots, going to the body and then the head right away. Body again, and straight up the middle with the left hand. Diaz able to land.
Diaz told us he's going to go for the knockout here. It's southpaw versus southpaw, which can be a little bit wrong for them because they're not used to fighting each other. They're used to having the advantage with the southpaw angle.
And look, Sergio, I gave great respect to Tevin Farmer. I think he's been marvelous on our air. However, I could absolutely see Jojo Diaz, you know, getting more experience at this weight and being a very good challenge for Farmer.
I would love to see that fight because we have 2 highly skilled southpaws that know how to fight like southpaws. And like I said, they're not used to seeing each other. Southpaws used to having the left-handed angle, but right now, Fonseca is having a hard time with that southpaw angle of Jojo Diaz.
Yeah, he looks strong here at 130. There's no question. Chris, what do you think of that matchup? Farmer potentially against Diaz somewhere down the line.
I think Farmer would have the skill advantage, but Jojo Diaz throws big shots, and he would be in there as a high-volume puncher. I also think it's a fight that we could see before the end of this year. Tevin Farmer needs opponents. and JoJo Diaz wants the fight.
Yeah, if he can't get Gervonta Davis in there, he's certainly trying, but you've got to cross the street, as they say, for promoters and everything else. So you can call for it, you can try to do it on social media, but maybe that fight doesn't get made. Fonseca trying to fight back here a little bit, making his U.S. debut. But in again, a very motivated JoJo Diaz.
That was a very sharp round by JoJo Diaz.
You can see JoJo Diaz is the goods. Comes out of a boxing family, coached by his dad. Two-time national amateur champion, 2012 U.S. Olympian. In London, he won his first fight, lost his second fight to the world champion from Cuba, Lazaro Alvarez. So he lost in very good competition, came in as a pro, and again, before he met Gary Russell Jr., was just going through people.
He has the goods and the looks. I don't know if you guys noticed, he was in that Hennessy commercial that just aired.
He was in there?
Yes, he
See,
was.
you're watching the commercials. Good for you. What was he doing?
Never stop, never settle.
I like the way he fights, and I love that first round, with fighting with conviction, fighting with power, and already good body shot from Diaz.
And Fonseca's got a nice record, but this is a massive step up for him.
It's funny, Fonseca got in Diaz's face, and they had a little fracas. Again, I'm not a big fan of those things, but they got in each other's grill at the news conference. So Fonseca was asked about, what about pre-fight tension with Diaz? And he said, tension? There's no tension. I'm happy to be here. To him, that's nothing. They have a little pushing and shoving in the hallway or at the news conference, nothing. But now in the ring, he's going to have to prove himself against a highly skilled championship-level pro.
And a pro that's fought 5 southpaws in his last 10 fights. So that's the only good thing that I saw here, because the last time that JoJo Diaz fought a southpaw, he lost versus Gary Russell Jr.
Diaz is just prolific with that left hand. He is setting it up with the jab and then throwing body shots, hooks with that left hand, and then going to the body. That time a right hook and a right hook to the head.
Painfully prolific.
Beautiful body shot again by Diaz. Showing the repertoire. And again with the left hand, a good punch output, and also he's not throwing feather duster shots out there. He's throwing hard shots.
And if you notice, JoJo Diaz's left foot, it's on his toe because he's ready for a counter. So that means he's looking for Fonseca to get more aggressive to counter him. So he's fighting good coming forward as the aggressor, but he can't wait to counter him going backwards as well.
Again, he says moving to Indio, having his camps there with Joel Diaz, going to the desert with other boxers. He says he feels like he did when he was an Olympian, with other motivated fighters. Everybody just eating, sleeping, drinking, boxing, and just boxing.
Look at that left foot of JoJo Diaz. It's on its foot, on its heel. It's not on its heel, it's on the toes, because he's looking for a great counter. He just countered him with a sharp left hand.
Thudding left hands as well as he flashes out another jab on the way in. Fonseca battles back, stays busy straight up the middle.
And Fonseca doesn't have the history to suggest he's going to get stronger as these rounds go on. He's only been past 10 rounds once in his career.
Final 20 seconds of the second round. JoJo Diaz with the volume, with the power, with the arsenal. He has just looked terrific here, moving up to 130 pounds. Now, we talked about Tevin Farmer, who's been on Dazn quite a few times here already. We like him for his boxing skill. He seems even-handed, but he does get into a lot of scraps out there. He did last time in Philadelphia.
Y'all can't fuck with us. You can't fuck with me. Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
All right, so that's on Thursday. Don't touch me. Sergio, where are you on this?
JoJo Diaz's manager trying to get involved. He almost got chin checked right there by Tevin Farmer, but that's a good look right there, because JoJo Diaz is self-promoting. He's changing his identity, going up in weight, change the trainer. He wants to start fresh, new clean slate, and chase that title again.
I have to admit, though, I like the way Daniel Jacobs challenged Canelo after Canelo beat Rocky Fielding in the Garden. He just walked into the ring, said, "Hey, champ, I'd like this fight," and he earned it. You don't have to be crowing about it. And I know that gets attention, And both guys deserve it. These guys are not frauds or anything like that. If that's what it takes to make a fight. All right.
I think Tevin Farmer was doing it more for his own YouTube channel.
My point exactly. You're right, Chris.
Well, Diaz threw 2 rounds. 44 punches landed, 19 are body shots. I mean, it's just a terrific, varied attack so far. And wow, power punches so far, 36-8 landed by Jojo Diaz. A clinic and another body shot by Diaz.
If Diaz could stop Freddy Fonseca, it would make a big statement. Fonseca's only been stopped 1 time. That was in 2013 in a 4-rounder. So this is a tough, tough veteran that's hard to take out.
He's just rocking him body and head at the same time. He's just coming straight up. Both hands. Comes out of the defensive position firing.
Diaz is fighting good going forward. Boxing going back with counter shots. He's doing really well to the body upstairs. Fonseca's really having a hard time with the variety of punches of Jojo Diaz.
This is a 3-punch combination that comes right off, fires and hits him in the head with the left hand. Kenny Bayless.
Okay, here we go.
Not with a warning, but you could hear the disapproval. And throwing almost on the break, not quite. And then the uppercut and then a right hook to the body, beautifully delivered. You wonder how long Fonseca will be able to absorb this punishment. You know, Diaz certainly doesn't have this explosive 1-punch KO power, but these are hard shots.
It does look like he's punching a little heavier at this weight division. He landed a nice overhand left, those solid body shots. I think he's finally starting to break down Freddy Fonseca here.
Well, this is the investment in the bank, right? I mean, he's just putting in the body work. Veteran referee. Kenny Bayless once again warning there. That's a proper warning. Look, 3-4 punch combination right out of Diaz.
Just beautiful combinations. All I would want to see there is for him to get a little pivot to the side and continue with the combinations, but just vicious body shots there by Jojo Diaz.
And guys, this is what I'm talking about. You're like, the hair, fine. The dust-ups on YouTube, fine. Oh, you pushed him in the way and whatever. This is what impresses me. This is what you pay to see. This level of excellence.
Ouch, look at that body shot. He just dug in there right here. This 3rd round has been the best round for Jojo Diaz. Looking spectacular here.
Here we go.
Fonseca needs a break, no question. Diaz has looked fantastic through 3, scheduled for 12. Looking for the big names at 130. There are fights to be made.
Diaz just missed with a knockout right hook right there. Just barely missed Fonseca's chin.
He did. He caught him right on the wrist.
Time!
We're on quite a run. Middleweight title fight tonight. Canelo is here in Las Vegas. Heavyweight championship of the world at Madison Square Garden, and then Triple G the next week on June 8th. Tremendous run, the highest level of talent. And by the way, you see Tevin Farmer, you see Jojo Diaz, you're seeing champions week after week, month after month. Diaz has looked tremendous here. Round 4, scheduled for 12, and you wonder how long can Fonseca take that punishment to the body.
Another great body shot there by Diaz. Left hook. Fonseca needs to do something. If he wants to win this fight, get some respect, he has to do it now in this round, round 4.
Hey, quickly, Chris Mannix, your thoughts on Andy Ruiz filling in for Big Baby Miller?
Look, I think some of the hype gets taken out of it because of the mouth of Big Baby Miller, but there are plenty of people in boxing that will tell you that it might be a better fight. Andy Ruiz, his lone loss came at world championship level, a very tight loss to Joseph Parker a couple of years ago. Since then, he's rebounded well. He's got great hand speed. I think it's going to be a pretty good fight.
Interesting. Look, Joshua wants to fight in New York City. He went and saw Canelo against Rocky Fielding. He called some rounds with me and Sugar Ray ringside. He loved being at Madison Square Garden. So not much he can do. He had the date set, everything's there. Wasn't fighting at Wembley. Had decided he wanted to be in Manhattan. So he wants to keep that date, and he gets Andy Ruiz. Had to do it on fairly short notice.
And to that point, being in New York for that Canelo fight absolutely played a significant role in his decision to leave the UK and fight in the US.
He loved it. You could tell he loved his time. And look, he can put 80,000 people in a soccer arena in London. So it's not that he's looking for a home. He's got one. He wants to broaden his horizons, and we look forward to seeing the heavyweight champ June 1st. Here, Jojo Diaz putting on a clinic in Las Vegas, leading up to Canelo and Jacobs. T-Mobile Arena is filling in. people arriving throughout the night. One more fight after this one before the middleweight championship of the world.
A clinic is right. He's been punching Freddy Fonseca with everything. He's showing the complete arsenal from the jabs to the body shots, uppercuts. The only thing, like I mentioned earlier, I would love to see from Diaz is a pivot to get a different angle, especially if you're a southpaw. But either way, he's fighting him. He's out fighting him, outboxing him. Excellent performance by Joseph Diaz. Beautiful combination right there, upstairs and downstairs. The speed, the accuracy, the swag, the confidence, it's all there for Diaz.
He's working hard, Sergio. I mean, you can tell the intensity is there.
He's working hard to look great, and he's looking great right now. If he could stop a guy that's only been stopped one time in 30 fights, will make a big statement tonight.
As we finish this round, we do get ready for the main event. Canelo Alvarez, fourth fight here at the T-Mobile Arena. Defending his middleweight championship against Daniel Jacobs. Tony Weeks is the referee. He has instructions for both fighters in the main event. Let's listen in.
Whatever happened at the weigh-in, that's over with. I expect both fighters to be professional and conduct yourself as a champion.
Lo que pasó en el pesaje, que dejes el pasado, que se olvida, pero que te compartes profesionalmente, y eso es lo que se espera de ti.
Okay, gracias. One last thing, also, since there's a language barrier in there, if something happens to it, don't think I'm not one of them, because I'll say something in Spanish. Okay. So yeah, we'll handle it.
Well, en poquito.
Español.
So I might understand a little bit.
See, no worry, I'm maestro, teacher.
Gracias.
Good luck to you. God be with you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Tony.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Well, Daniel Jacobs looks a lot more relaxed today, doesn't he? What 13 pounds will do for a guy, or 20. Whatever it is by now.
I tell you what's interesting, no reports at this point about any issues with the hand wraps of Canelo Alvarez. The last two Golovkin fights, Abel Sanchez had issues with the wrapping. The Rocky Fielding fight, Rocky Fielding's camp was very upset with how the hands were being wrapped. At this point, no reported issues on that from Jacobs' camp.
And you heard Tony Weeks here as we get into round 5. Jojo Diaz and Freddy Fonseca. Diaz in the black trunks, and Fonseca in the blue and red there at the belt line. Tony Weeks saying, hey, look, whatever happened at that weigh-in, that's over with. But you don't expect any poor sportsmanship or dirty fighting from Canelo Alvarez or Daniel Jacobs. I wouldn't expect that to be an issue.
Good body shot landed by Fonseca there. I want to correct something. I said that Fonseca got stopped one time. This is his first time fighting in the United States, but both losses on Fonseca's record were by decision.
I see Daniel Jacobs there too, Sergio, and he's asking, if you speak a little Spanish. I've learned that too. I remember un poco solamente. A little only. That's all I know. But you can say, like, you want to hear the instructions. You want to hear the instructions again from Tony Weeks, and it will be in Spanish and English.
Not bad, BK.
All right. I'll work at it. Jojo Diaz in the green hair with the green gloves and a sharp left hand, and again, two-punch combination.
Well, now that I clarified that Fonseca has never been knocked out, what kind of statement would it be if Joseph Diaz can actually stop this veteran with any kind of shot? If it's going to happen, I think it's going to be a body shot, though. He's been nailing him to the body.
To that point, we have been singing Diaz's praises. Fonseca is a tough guy. He is taking hard shots, and he's not being staggered. He's not being buckled. He's not being bounced around. He's just getting hit.
And he's unbeaten. He's unbeaten in the last 16 fights, too. So there's some momentum on Freddy Fonseca's part, too.
Joseph Diaz has never been as powerful as he's looked in the ring. Just 14 knockouts on his resume. But this is his type of fight. Winging shots, landing them. They just don't come with that knockout pop behind it.
By the way, Diaz, through 4 rounds, has landed more body shots than Fonseca has landed total punches. I mean, just body shots alone, according to CompuBox, and that is extremely impressive. It's the full arsenal that is impressive here with Diaz. Body, head, every punch in the book. Look at right there, a right hook, coming back up with a straight left hand, slipping, getting inside, doing damage.
Everything has impressed me with Jojo Diaz tonight. He's just firing every punch in the book, from uppercuts to right hooks, body shots. if he can get an angle on this tough veteran, I think he can finally hurt him if he catches him off guard from a blind spot like that with a right hook.
If you get down a little lower, guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna be more effective, okay? If you're standing straight up with him, you're losing a little bit, okay? Get down a little bit lower, okay?
Hold your breath.
You hear me? He wants to get closer so he can grab you, right? Do not let him grab you. He's grabbing me because you're letting him grab you, right? Do not give him that little space. Just slide back just a little bit, okay? And keep working, all right? Work underneath, all right? Work underneath, turn him, and then you want to drop that bomb on the left side, all right?
Take him to the fucking ropes. Alone again. The referee will stop him. Let's go.
This round, son. Flurry the shit out of him, right?
Look at this round, son, they say to JoJo Diaz. Diaz, when he couldn't make weight against Jesus, when he couldn't make weight in his last fight against Jesus Rojas, and again, he won that fight, and he was only 6 ounces above 126, but he said he had nothing left to lose after that. There was no way he could take out any more weight as we get in here to round 6. And after that, after losing to Gary Russell Jr. and then losing a chance to win a belt on the scale, he said he thought his career had gone to bleep. I'll bleep it out. He said he was depressed, he was sad. How he'd come back, he went to church, he prayed, he said he decided to start using it as a positive, reevaluated his entire life, went to Indio, got a new trainer, and has devoted himself holistically. So, Sergio, you get the sense that JoJo Diaz has changed everything in his life, spiritually, emotionally, physically, and this is a tremendous result as you see him winging beautiful combinations.
Because you're saying all this, I'm getting chills down my spine because I have so many similarities with JoJo Diaz in my career. It's just you get bitter when things go wrong for you in one fight and all that momentum you had going for you all of a sudden goes out the window and you got 10, 15, 20 years of experience and all of a sudden you get derailed. You can either turn bitter, get spiritual, or get back on the horse and get back on top. And that's what JoJo Diaz did.
And all you can say is, as you're saying that, Sergio, and you're seeing these shots land, wow, wow, wow. Beautiful work by Diaz.
Everything. He's firing everything from left to right, body shots, the angles, his team in his corner. Right now I told him, get a little bit lower, but flurry. Because one punch ain't gonna do it with this tough guy. You gotta flurry.
And look, maybe if you're Tevin Farmer, you can say, oh, sure, he's looking great against this guy who's making his U.S. debut. Okay, and yet Diaz still looks spectacular.
Wait a minute, but this guy has faced 5 champions, never been stopped. So if you could stop this guy that has faced 5 world champions, that would be a big statement for JoJo Diaz. And right now, he's winning every round, and it's a paint job. I mean, it's a one-sided fight.
2 shots to the body, coming back up to the head, landing, and now an uppercut as well. Hooks, uppercuts. Body, head, everything working for Diaz.
I do think you wonder if you're Fonseca's corner, how many more rounds of this do you want to take? He's still hanging in there, and his face looks relatively unmarked, but this is just shot after shot that he's taking with not a lot coming back.
That snapped his head back, and I think Diaz's corner is correct in that at a certain point, Kenny Bayless will do something here. Look at these body shots. Then to the head. He's rocked. Bayless says stop.
4.
And that's a knockdown.
5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? Come.
Bayless might want to stop this. Fonseca's corner might want to stop it. That was a vicious round from JoJo Diaz. Looking to close the show. Not quite. Wow.
It's okay, if you don't respond, I'm gonna stop it. You understand me? You understand? You want me to stop the fight? If you're not, I'll stop it. If you're not doing anything, I'm gonna stop it. You're not doing anything. I can't breathe because you're letting him hit you there. Give me water. I'm gonna stop it then.
Are you okay? I warned him about that. Okay.
You know, he's not okay. I mean, that much is clear, and I think he'd be just fine with this fight being stopped.
I think so too. And look, the accumulation of punches. It's not just this round right here where he got outgunned in that round. It's the accumulations from the round 1 to round 8, 9, wherever we're at. But look, Joseph Diaz is hitting him with everything in the book.
And Fonseca does not want to give them an out, even though he said, I can't breathe. That should just about do it. You know, if he's not saying don't stop this fight, and Chris Mannix, he hasn't won a single round. He hasn't won a minute of any rounds.
Not one. 6 rounds to none. Easy rounds to score for Joseph Diaz. Another flurry could do it, either from the referee or from Fonseca's corner.
Yeah, Fonseca's giving the professional effort. He's trying to be a warrior. Eats another hard left hand from Diaz. Diaz goes back to the body, and I would look to someone to stop this very soon, and maybe someone should have done it in that last round. I mean, you look at the punches landed here, 30-4, and those shots are hard. Again, that doesn't measure the intensity, the velocity, the thudding effect. And at a certain point, it's a sport, and Fonseca has no shot. Just has no shot here against a guy who's clearly peaking.
Work out.
And I know it's scheduled for 12, but it's not really a world championship fight. You know, the saying goes, hey, world title fight, someone might get carried out. But when you're fighting below that level, and you have a guy making his U.S. debut, and he hasn't won, and he's just getting strafed, stop it. End it.
Yeah, I think one more flurry by
Let
Diaz.
Let him up.
The referee would have to do what Fonseca's corner won't do, and that's stop the fight.
You know, and he's not bleeding. And he's gone down just once. He takes a good shot. There's no question. He takes a good shot to the body and the head.
He's never been stopped. So this will be a big statement for Jojo Diaz if he can get this knockout or the stoppage. Regardless, it's been a great performance on his side from round 1.
Hard shots. And we should be just seconds away. Diaz is
teeing
up.
towel, the white towel.
Towel is up. They're trying to stop the fight. They throw in the towel. Only the referee can stop the fight. But Kenny Bayless doesn't see it. Now he does, and that's it. Thankfully, it ends. They say only the referee can stop the fight. It's just not true. The corner at any point can say, we don't want our guy to continue. Tremendous performance by Jojo Diaz.
Jojo Diaz stopping a man who's never been stopped in a perfect performance to get back to the world title chase.
Fantastic. And Fonseca, a tough guy. Not much he could do against Diaz, who has built his whole life for this point. Wants a championship shot again. That has not worked out for him, but he's the goods. He has the skill, he has the desire, he has turned himself around, turned his life around. He's talked about battling demons. Well, he has won. Comes in with the funky hair and a beautiful game.
Brian, in my opinion, you don't always need a knockout to get an A+ performance, but that was an A+ performance by Joseph Diaz. He stopped a man that's never been stopped, and he did it in spectacular fashion. Look at this, everything.
See, now Bayless doesn't see the towel, and then once Kenny Bayless sees it, like, it's over. And just by the body language, looking at Kenny Bayless, who's been a referee for decades now, he was ready to stop this fight as well. He seemed to be seconds away. You don't have to see a guy get carried out. And this is what I laugh at. And I know I read it every time, Sergio, right? I try to do the right thing. Only the referee can stop a fight. It's simply not true.
No,
if a corner steps in and says, stop, this fight has got to stop, it's over.
The corner, the doctor, the team, the coach, yes.
And it makes sense for the greater safety of the fighter. I think Fonseca's people could have done it a few minutes earlier. I'm glad they at least did it then.
You both for the kill. Okay. You gave him a little bit too much time.
He was nastier, wasn't he?
He was nasty, and you know what? Credit to Joel Diaz and Diaz Sr. in their corner. They knew they had a wounded animal in front of them. They went for the knockout. They said, get lower, bend your legs, flurry, take this man out, and that's exactly what Jojo Diaz did.
All right, let's get the particulars here. Joe Martinez is ready. Joe.
Ladies and gentlemen, by request of the blue corner, referee Kenny Bayless puts a halt to this bout. The end comes officially 2 minutes, 7 seconds of round number 7. Your winner by TKO from South El Monte, California, and now WBA Gold Super Featherweight Champion, Joseph Jojo Diaz Jr.